They were inseparable once. Two souls who laughed louder when they were together, who knew every secret, every fear, every dream. Until one day, one careless word shattered everything, and neither of them realized that silence can hurt louder than hate. Her name was Lina, and her best friend was Sara. They met in high school, the kind of friendship that felt unbreakable. They did everything together, studied, dreamed, planned their futures side by side. Until one day, a small misunderstanding began to grow, like a tiny crack in glass that slowly spread. It started with something silly. A rumour about who said what. A friend's careless comment. A message left unseen. Lina felt ignored. Sara felt accused. Both hurt. Neither apologised. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. And pride built a wall taller than their memories. They unfollowed each other. Stopped talking. And every time Lina saw Sara's name somewhere online, she scrolled faster, pretending she didn't care. But deep down, she did. Years passed. They both grew up, changed cities, chased different lives. But sometimes, at night, Lina would remember their laughter and wonder how something so small could destroy something so real. She remembered the little moments they once shared, the long walks in the park where they talked about everything and nothing, the late-night study sessions filled with whispered secrets, the inside jokes that no one else would understand. Those moments replayed in her mind like a film, each frame sharper and more painful than the last. She could almost hear Sara's voice in the quiet of her apartment, laughing at some silly joke, and it made her chest ache. Sometimes she tried to reach out. A text half written, a call she never made, a sorry that never left her lips. But pride, stubbornness, fear of rejection, all of it stopped her. And each day she waited. She felt the weight of 1,000 unspoken words pressing on her heart. Then one morning, she woke up to a message from a mutual friend. "Did you hear about Sara?" Lina smiled faintly. "No, what now?" she typed. There was a long pause. Then the words came, greater than, "She passed away last night." Her hands froze. The phone slipped from her fingers. The world around her blurred. She hadn't seen Sara in 5 years. 5 years of silence. And now, forever, would be quiet. At the funeral, Lina stood in the back, heart pounding. There were flowers everywhere. White, delicate, fading. People whispered stories about Sara's kindness, her strength, her smile. And Lina couldn't breathe, because all she could think about was the last message she never sent. The last apology she never made. The last time she could have said, "I miss you." She noticed other friends leaving letters beside Sara's photo. Words full of love, gratitude, memories that Lina would never share. She felt an ache deep inside. A mix of regret, sorrow, and a longing so intense it made her knees weak. She remembered the laughter they had shared, the dreams they had whispered in confidence, the comfort of knowing someone would always be there, and realised she had thrown it all away over something so small. She closed her eyes and remembered Sara's laugh, the one that used to fill every empty space. Now that same space felt endless and unbearably still. She wished she could trade every proud moment, every stubborn silence for just one more chance to say, "Come back." But the only answer now was the wind. She sank to the floor of the empty chapel, tears streaming freely, her chest tight with grief so sharp it felt like it would split her in two. Every memory of Sara came rushing back. The smiles, the secrets, the tiny gestures that meant everything. She realised that no words, no apologies, no messages could ever replace the warmth of a friendship lost forever. When it was over, she walked up to the small table beside the photo. There was a box where people placed letters, final words to the friend they lost. Lina picked up a pen with shaking hands and wrote, "Greater than, I thought we had time. I thought pride mattered more. I was wrong. Greater than I hope you knew that you were always my best friend." She folded the paper, placed it inside and whispered, "I'm sorry." That night she went home and sat in silence. But this time, the silence wasn't angry. It was honest. It was the sound of finally understanding. Lina sat by a window, watching the sunrise, the first one that didn't feel empty. She knew she couldn't change the past, but she could honour it. Some goodbyes come too late, but some lessons, though born from pain, last forever. And hers was simple: never let silence win. Because sometimes the scariest stories aren't about ghosts or monsters. They're about the people we lose while they're still alive. In the next video, we'll meet someone different with a different story. Stay curious and stay close to those who matter before they become part of the unknown.